Hello, everyone. Thanks for clicking on today's video. My name is Sissy, and I love arts and crafts and sharing my silly thoughts on random things. In today's video background, you will see me attempting to create a second mitten to the mate of one I already made from a lovely drops design from Garn Studio called Holiday Touch, pattern number NE-200 as shown in the picture on screen. Man, I don't even know how many times I started and stopped trying to get the right gauge or right sizing of needles and yarn and all that, not to mention the fact that this is my second attempt, no, maybe 20th attempt at a video. You can see that I already started the second glove and I recorded more than 3 hours of knitting when I realized I was nowhere near the screen. To be honest, I didn't really have the right yarn size either, but I was determined to use this yarn because this is what I wanted to use it for. Not to mention, this is my first video and I don't know what I'm doing. I love the color of this cranberry yarn, and it is so soft and buttery feeling that I was determined to use this yarn for these mittens. Also, if you saw my short with suspiciously similar looking yarn that I had to unravel on Instagram, well, yeah, that's the same yarn. I had attempted a sweater that didn't go as planned, so I'm trying something else instead, which happens often. Sometimes things just don't mesh, you know? As you can see, knitting on double pointed needles can be a bit of a pain, but I actually enjoy them. They're so great for when circular needles just can't get a small enough round or circle that you're looking for with the amount of stitches, also known as loops, you have, and they're just fun to play with. Sometimes my projects are a breeze, and sometimes they are like this. Like how you can't see the ending of the knitting because my camera decided to completely die, and I had no idea that it had done that until an hour and a half later. So please forgive my awful editing, and enough of my whining. Let's get into today's topic, which is all about pets. Randomly enough, I thought it would be fun to talk about pets today. Currently, we don't have any pets, unfortunately. I want a cat so bad, and my husband wants a dog, which I'd be fine with too. But our schedules don't really accommodate pets right now because we have to be out of the house fairly often. And although we have a decently large yard for a dog, and we have like a nice, good sized house that would fit a dog or a cat, we just don't have time right now. And we want to be able to give them the attention they deserve. So hopefully, someday we will be able to have fabulous fur babies. In the meantime, I will say that I've always grown up with pets that at the time weren't seen as quote unquote typical. I absolutely love seeing so many videos of people today who have reptiles, fish, rodents, and other cool animals as pets, and I think it is so awesome because, at least in the places and circles of people I grew up in, having the pets we did was really unusual. I had a pet snake from the time I was 6 years old. I picked her out myself, and I had her until I was 26, so 20 years. Wow. I had an absolutely gorgeous albino corn snake who I named Rosa. She was a delightful soft pink and orange coloring, and she was born blind, but that never stopped her. She was the sweetest pet, and I loved to show her off to friends and family, but totally understood when people were apprehensive. Which is why I just love seeing videos today of people with snakes, especially, and seeing how much people love them because my friends and family were pretty nervous around her. After I think about 6 to 7 years after getting Rosa, my brother got a California king snake he named Zorro. Now it was really funny because Zorro was an absolute pain in the butt, I kid you not. It's funny because people who don't always understand reptiles don't realize what personalities they have, and Rosa and Zorro both had big personalities that were the exact opposite. Like a lot of animals, snakes tend to calm down once they get a little bit older, when they grow out of their baby phase, which is what Rosa did, but Zorro did not. Ever. And he just wanted to bite people. It was like his MO. Rosa only ever bit me once, and that was before I bought her with my own money because at 6, I accidentally held her in a way that made her nervous, and she gave me a little bite that barely broke the skin to tell me she was nervous, and I understood that, wanted her anyway. Never again did she bite me, and I quickly learned the right way to hold her so she wouldn't be nervous. I've got some great stories with our snakes, with Rosa especially. We traveled a lot around the country as kids because we enjoyed road trips as a family, and Rosa always came. We would put her massive tank. When full grown, she was 6 feet long, which actually isn't massive for a snake, but she still needed a large tank to be comfortable. Right on the family RV, and she loved the road trips. She would rest with the rocking of the RV as we were driving and then come out from her little cave she liked to hide in and watch TV with us as we fell asleep. At home, she would be totally invisible in her cave until one of us kids started playing the piano or watching TV, which her tank was on top of for many years when she was young. It might have been the vibrations of the sound because she was blind that she liked, but I'd like to think she just enjoyed the company. I miss my girl. Over the years, we went through a lot of goldfish and betta fish, and that's another thing that either we were completely unaware of or there's just more awareness nowadays. I don't know. But it is incredible to see that there is so much more knowledge out there for the average pet parent to care for fish properly and that they're being advocated for. And I feel so bad as a kid growing up because I don't remember us doing the things like, heck, taking them to a vet like I see some fish parents do. I promise we were not bad pet parents, and my own parents were extremely diligent about keeping the tanks clean and the fish fed. I do remember as a kid when a fish would pass away, we would hold a ceremony in the backyard and bury it. It would annoy my dad sometimes because he would just want to be done with this little stinky animal, but especially my brother, we would get upset and would want to give it a proper burial, so he would begrudgingly comply, usually when my mom insisted. When I moved out after college, my brother rescued a rat that hadn't been eaten by Zorro for whatever reason, and I had no idea how big full grown rats get. I mean, man, that dude was huge. I forget what he named it, but he was super cute and another critter with a lot of personality. Unfortunately, he didn't live more than a couple years because he did get sick. We also had hermit crabs, which really did live a long time, and they too had personalities and were so cute. Hermit crabs are so much fun. Oh man, I miss having pets. I miss that super fun companionship, and hopefully, we will be able to get a pet again soon, whether it's a cat, a dog, or something else. Right now, I am a proud plant parent, however, which is actually super cool because I used to suck at taking care of plants, but I've been doing pretty well lately. I have some plumerias, basil, and an orchid that have all lived more than a year now, and I know that's nothing in plant years, but for me, that's pretty impressive. I never had a green thumb, but like anything, I've been doing a lot of research into how to keep these lovely plants alive, and I absolutely love it. I admit, I was one of those people that used to roll their eyes when someone would be worried about their plants. I'd be like, it's a plant, people. And now just ask my husband. I am so worried about my plants. The orchid is indoors and the other plants are outside, but I try to talk to all of them and water them in a timely scheduled manner. I even had someone come to water them one day when we were out of town, which made me feel like a very responsible plant parent, okay? So tell me, do you have pets, plant or animal or otherwise? If so, I'd love to hear all about them. I hope you enjoyed this video and thank you so much for listening. Please like and subscribe. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you again soon.